Hello, and welcome to my first long-form video on this channel. Um, Today, I think there is no better way to start off than talking about my favorite stock, Singulate, um, CING. So this is a biopharma company which is basically manufacturing two drugs for ADHD, but one of them's um, a lot more promising, or one of them's a lot farther along. They're doing CTX 1301, 1302, and then they've got their anxiety drug, which is very, very early stages, so I haven't factored that in very much. But, um, so yeah, they've got their two ADHD drugs and their anxiety drug. And what they've done is they've taken already existing ingredients and they've given it a new, a better way to work with their PTR technology, which basically releases the drug at controlled times throughout the day. So you take one pill and it lasts for the whole day, which is something we have not seen in ADHD yet. So it has um, a lot of promise, I think. And first, I mean, that's um, the general overview, but I think the first I want to go into the chart. So, right, I mean, from here it doesn't look quite so bad. I've been trading it for a decent while. I believe I've been holding for like a good little while. I bought in like my first bit around 570, but I was buying and buying. Every time it went down, I bought, and I was even buying like down in this range. So now I'm doing pretty good now that it's headed back up. But I think it has so much more promise than it's given credit for. If you scroll out a little bit, it looks, I mean, solidly worse. But I can explain, um, or I'm gonna do my best to explain why I think it's good. Um, oh, and disclaimer: none of what I'm saying here is financial advice. I am not a certified financial advisor. I just just a kid trying to make some extra money. So, um, if you decide you want to act on this, make sure to do your own research and double check mine because I can't promise I can't promise anything, and it's if you're taking the risk, it's not my responsibility. So yeah, without all out of the way, it's been on a pretty steady decline since its IPO. I think that can be attributed to how most pharma stocks get a lot of hype right when they start, but they're like the it's going to take years for almost any pharma company to get their drugs to the market. And people start realizing that pretty early on after the first bout of trading and selling off. And then the whole reason they traded is they need capital. So they start a lot of times doing offerings. And unfortunately, that's one of the big things that we had um, here is, I believe they sold offerings at a much lower price than the market, and that's what took it down so far recently. And right here, this is the most interesting one. I day traded it around this area. This is the first time I had exposure to this stock, which it's really crazy because at the end of the day, it was like $1.80. Next day, it it closed at like at 5, but it went up to almost 7. And the day after that, it peaked over $21. Um, at least I remember it doing that, but maybe it didn't because it's not on the chart. But either way, it went very high very fast because their third trial results, some of the like trial results that they released were really promising. And it had, I mean, look at this volume. Over 2 days, I believe it was 100 million shares sold, or 100 not sold, 100 million shares traded, and that is, I believe there's only a little bit over 1 to 2 million outstanding. So huge, huge volume. If you look at the chart again, the average volume, even when it was much higher, was like here, and then that volume was way, way up there. And so it's got some solid volume. It's died off since then. They did do an offering in here to Lincoln Park Capital. Near the top, actually, I think about $16, Lincoln Park Capital bought like millions of dollars worth of this, and that gave them some recent capital, which is good. And I, the stock price just kind of fell off again, which I don't actually think it should have. Especially if we look at the market cap. This is one of the most interesting things about the stock. The market cap is 16 million for an ADHD stock that is working on a groundbreaking treatment and is almost done with that groundbreaking treatment because they've been cleared to draft their NDA and um, yeah, they've been cleared to draft their NDA because they have enough stuff. They've still got some phase 3 trials to read out, but the FDA said that they have all the required data. So they're planning to draft that second quarter 2025. Or not to, yeah, to send in the NDA second quarter 2025. And then that means we could see approval end of 2025, midway through 2026, somewhere around that range. And I'd like you to keep in mind, now that they've been cleared to do that, 85%, I believe, that statistic, of NDAs are approved. So, from the looks of it, we have an 85% chance of approval. And they have been, like, the results were extremely promising. It did last all the day. It was competitive with the key market players right now on a lot of the um, things, and it did way better than them on a lot of the metrics. I don't remember the exact things. I know efficacy was really good, but so they could be a key market player. And I mean, we're supposed to be looking at the chart, and I do want to say like it's gotten some good like it's been pumping up recently and headed back up, and I think that's really good, and it should keep going up. But um, it's I mean I'm gonna probably go back and forth between chart and the fundamentals, but for the fundamentals, that's an 85% chance of most likely. Um, it could be even higher because of how good their data was, but let's just say 85% chance of getting approved for this thing. And they have enough capital to last them through, um, it looks like fourth quarter 2025, so like through the end of 2025, which is about when their NDA could be getting approved. So they're looking pretty good. They might not even need to do another offering because they got that loan a few days ago. That's right here, and that also had a big spike for us, which is nice. Um, and the let's take a look at the revenue potential. So the ADHD market, estimates of how much it is varies, but it's usually quoted at between 10 to 30 billion. And for a drug as promising as CTX 1301, with all its amazing data, and it could, like, a conservative estimate is like 1 to 2% of the market. It could hit a lot more. Um, but if it's getting, if it gets, like, very worst case, 1% of 100 million, I mean, 1% of 10 billion, that would be 100 million. and the market cap right now is 16 million. So that would already be like 6 times the market cap per year in revenue. Um, and it could be a lot more. Like it could even possibly hit like 5%, 10%, because of how good it is. I mean, that's speculation by me, but I think it could hit that. And if it, I mean, 5% of let's say 20 million because it's in the middle, that's um that's a billion. Yeah, that is. Wait, no. Yeah, yeah, that is $1 billion. A billion dollars per year. The market cap right now is 16 million. And I mean that's like a really good scenario. But pharma stocks also usually trade at like I think it's 6 times their annual revenue. And here the PTR technology that I talked about earlier that can be applied to pretty much any drug, and they've got a huge pipeline that they're planning to do. Is it here? I have it they somewhere. Here it is. No, that's not it. Never mind. Okay, well, they have future speculation on what they're going to go into, and it's a whole bunch of different fields where they could, if this works, it could possibly just be copy paste, which could turn them into a huge pharma. But we're not even going to talk about that much. We're going to talk about just their ADHD drug, which alone way outweighs the price of this stock. And so, like, if it, let's say it did somehow net 5% of a $20 billion market. If it could do that, that would be like if it's trading at 6 times the market cap, like a lot of pharma stocks do. I mean, 6 times the revenue, yearly revenue. That would be um, like $6 billion market cap. And once again, look at how small it is now. It's absurdly small. So, like, it could hypothetically have astronomical gains, and it could go back potentially. I mean, to the prices it had way up here, which would be crazy, crazy money. Even like a few $100s put into this could go crazy. Right now, my position is a few thousand, and I have a bunch of friends who have looked at the data and gone in with me, totaling bringing it from a few $1,000s. Now we have in total, all my friends and I, a few thousand shares. And let's see. I mean, keep in mind, I'm 16, so my friends and I, we don't have the most money. If I was an adult, I would have put a lot more in. But let's see. What I'm gonna look up what percent ADHD market. Okay, well it says 50% of the ADHD market is like Adderall, but I'm not sure what it actually is, but I think even 5% is possible. So that is like huge potential earnings over the next couple of years when they start to do it. And I'm hoping it's gonna like right now it's pumping up because people are realizing it's good and they're liking the chart. Um, but I'm hoping, I mean, at the worst, their hand gets forced when revenue starts getting in, and then it like has to go up. I think it should have gone up a long time ago, but I'm glad it didn't because I've been buying more and more and more. Um, but I mean, let's take a look at some other things. Oh yeah, their earnings were really good, and they have been for a while. They've been beating earnings, so that's good. No dividends, yeah. Uh, I did say already that they think they can last to the end of 2026 on the capital they have now. Um, oh, technicals. It says it's a buy. I'm gonna go more into technicals on this AI site, but analysts have rated it at a strong buy. So right here, the 1-year price target from analysts on here, on TradingView, is $35. That is almost 6 times its current price. So that should get, like, Wall Street is rating this very highly too. And maybe, like, we got to be conservative with my estimates because you look at the companies that have gone as high as I'm saying this could potentially go, and they are few to none. But if it has the potential to go up there and be valued up there, then that's good. And I think that's why analysts aren't targeting higher because they're seeing what they think it could go to. And then on Fintel, what's this? Oh, on Fintel, the average stock price is 11 times. The average analyst estimate, and I believe I have seen analysts targeting like upwards of 200, but I don't know where that is here. But either way, 11 times. Wall Street is rating it at like 6 to 11 times gains, and that should make you think twice. Like, even if when it's not just something that I'm saying is good, it's like everybody seems to think it's good. And all the like probabilities, the risk reward is insane for a stock that could go like 6, 10, or even if you look at the high ends of what it could theoretically reach, like it could go 100, 200 times its current value, eventually back to like where it is up there. And that is insane for an 85% odds, roughly, of something like that being able to happen. And you can correct me in the comments if some of my due diligence is wrong. But I've talked to people in the pharma industry. I've talked to so many different friends and pro stock traders, and nobody seems to be able to come up with an idea or a reason that it can't do well or it won't do well, except pharma is volatile by default and something bad could happen, and that 15% would crush it. But um, a lot of people have also just said they don't like the chart, even though that's what a lot of pharma charts look like, is very high a long time ago, but they've needed to raise capital, so it brings it down a lot. Let's take a look at the um, here. This is just like a little bit more technicals. I do day trading and tech analysis sometimes, but right now we've got stockinvest.us, which is an AI site, which I think is actually really, really good. Like, I've looked at it, it's usually very accurate, huge gains. If I wasn't, I'm almost all in on Singular because I love this stock. It looks so good to me. But um, if I wasn't, I've traded off of this before. It has always done very well for me. Whenever I'm doing something, I double check on this. And before, it has been in the red to yellow. It's hard on this stock because it doesn't know. It has trouble because this is a very fundamental stock. Um, so it's like it's trying to figure out what it is. But if you look at the fundamentals behind it, all that uncertainty kind of goes away. Um, but it's like its RSI is well, it thinks the RSI is overvalued, but um, it's been upgraded to buy. It thinks it's good. Let's see. Yeah, we're up 25% past 2 weeks. I've made a lot of money recently off this, or a lot of money to me, or a lot of a high percentage of money. And let's see. It thinks all its signals are good. I'm not going to read this whole thing to you, but you can read anything that I'm not. Um, Insiders, very positive. And I've watched I've been watching all their videos and things, and they do seem positive. They want, I mean, you can't you can't really take that because they're the company. Of course, they're going to act positive, but they're all buying. They're looking. They don't want to sell out, even though if they like, I've seen they were actually talking about this. A stock with a much like less promising breakthrough was bought up for like 500 million. again, that's like 30 times the current price. Um, but it was bought up for that much. They're not looking to be bought out because they want better returns than that. Which that should be promising that they're saying, okay, looking at this, we could easily get like 35 times or 30, 35 times our market cap. But we don't want that. We want better returns. And that should tell you something. But um, they are looking at licensing deals if, in their words, if the financials are right. And yeah, I mean, it looks really, really good. This is just technicals, but I do want to point out like one little thing. The CEO is involved in a domestic abuse case. It's not public. We don't know what's happening. That happened a while ago that it started, but he's allowed to do all his work stuff. It hasn't affected really anything. The company stands with him and believes he didn't do it, and we'll see how that goes. But they've got like that shouldn't affect the actual fundamentals of the company very much. It just is one little risk factor to take a look at because I don't think I want to say everything that's like even a little bit worrying. Um, Yahoo Finance. Is there anything else I was looking for on here? Um, oh yeah. So let's take a look at third quarter results. So that's the expenses, and they did very well. I'm not going to read everything on that. Fast Fed study must be completed before, yeah, but they said start drafting it. Do, 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 do. NDA development followed by July. Okay, great. Yeah, and milestones. Let's see. Oh, these are like future. Okay, that's not. This isn't the thing I thought it was, but basically, they've already got patents like going out. They have patents in I believe um I think they don't have a U.S. patent yet. They are patent pending. Their biggest patent is the European Union. They have a patent. I believe they have some other ones like Canada, maybe Hong Kong. um, a whole bunch of assorted random ones. The US is still pending, but they do have some patents out there, and they're working on the rest, which is good. And overall, like I can't see any reason why this wouldn't be an amazing buy. Wall Street likes it. Everybody else likes it. Your odds are spectacular at hitting a gain, and the gain looks absurd, like how much money you could make off of this. Um, and I mean, really, it's like it quite possibly it could just be a 1 year holding period. It could be less. It could start shooting up before then, but 1 year, year and a half, 2 years, and it's gonna go crazy as long as everything goes well. So again, this is my favorite stock. I've been pitching it to everybody because I think it is such an opportunity. Um, and I mean, yeah, just take a look at it, do your own research. Um, Again, not advice, but I think my portfolio is across accounts. I'll be very transparent because I don't have much in it. I don't want to bring up the actual accounts, but I believe my total is between 33 and 3400 right now. Um, and I have roughly 2750 in Singular. A lot the rest I have a tiny bit in indexes, and I mean I gotta get that out of there because indexes are for losers. But what else? Oh, and I've been day trading a little bit with some of the rest of it. So yeah. That's that's most of it. I don't think I'm missing anything. But tell me in the comments what you think and whether you have any questions. I've done so much research on this stock. I mean, my hope is that this is going to be my nest egg where I get the start of my real portfolio because I've got a few thousand now, but like if this plays out, it'll net me enough that I can really do something with that money and I can reinvest it, and that's one of the reasons I'm starting this YouTube thing. I want to document this journey and see how it goes. So thank you for watching. I hope you like and subscribe. I'm gonna give more picks because I do, even though I'm mostly all in on this, I do still give picks to my friends who need help, and um, I give picks to my parents. So I will still be posting stuff like that. Probably, I mean, a while ago I did like day trading summaries. I don't think I'm gonna do quite the same thing again, or if I do, it'll be more like this, where I go over it and I talk to you instead of putting words on the screen. I think that's a lot better of an idea. Um, but thank you. I hope you like and subscribe, and I hope we can make some money together. Thank you.